on Saturday I went to go see the Circus Royale, and I was quite excited about it because I saw the Moscow Circus earlier this year and absolutely loved it. And then this time around, I wasn't so impressed. Alright, at the start of the show they say that you're not allowed to film, but I did break that rule and I got my camera out and just filmed the first start of the show. And a few minutes later, this guy came around and he tapped me on my shoulder and he said, "You're gonna have to put that camera away. You don't want a lawsuit, do you?" Okay, I put my camera away, enough said. But I was really not impressed by the way that he was talking, as if he was threatening me. So, okay, that's fine, put my camera away, no big deal. But then, for the whole rest of the show, and the show went for 2 hours, mind you, all of the performers, every time they were on stage, all of them gave me a slightly evil, nasty glare, just staring at me. And then also the guy that had told me to put my camera away, he was standing directly behind me the entire show. And not just standing behind me like further back, he was standing right behind me, like this close. I have a power wheelchair, and that was the wheelchair that I was in yesterday. And for most of the show, I could feel him leaning on my armrest. He was that close to me. I'm like, has he never heard of personal space? The show is just about to end, right? They have the final performance and I just go to realign myself in the chair, and the guy that was standing behind me leans over, whispers in my ear and says, "I wouldn't do that if I was you." Do what? What on earth did he think I was doing? I was realigning myself in my chair. I was just straightening myself up, making myself more comfortable. I did not appreciate that, and the fact that he was that close, like seriously, his face was like here. So when the show actually finished and everybody was walking out the door, I backed up and I turned my chair around, and it's quite tricky to turn the wheels on my power chair when I'm on grass because the circus was in the showground. So I turned around, waited for the people to go, and then started to go out the door. And the same guy that had been standing behind me the entire show, he stops me before I can go out the door. And, alright, this could have been, he could have done this a little bit more professionally and a little bit more polite. Okay, so the guy is standing directly above me, looking straight down at me with a very threatening look on his face. And he says to me, "You better delete that footage, and if I see any of that footage on YouTube, I'm coming after you." What? I had no idea what to say. It's like, did he just give me a death threat or something? That's what it felt like. So after this very unsettling death threat that this guy gave me, he goes to me, just stands up and he looks down at me in a very patronizing gaze and he just says, "Have a nice day." And I just look back at him and I'm like, "Will you have a lovely day too?" I was actually very disappointed after this had happened that I didn't have my camera going at this time, because if I had have got what he said on camera, yeah, that would, I'm pretty sure you guys would call it threatening. The show had finished and I had gone past this very, very rude, threatening guy, and I came out of the circus and I was on my way outside to go to my taxi because there was a taxi waiting outside for me. And then this other performer, this lady, she shouted out to me and she said, in a very sarcastic way, she said, "Oh, I hope you got enough footage for YouTube." I got a good 50 seconds max. And I thought, wow, Alright, I know that I was in the wrong here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm all up and above everybody else just because I'm in a wheelchair, that I don't get in trouble or I can't get in trouble. I know I can get in trouble, but the fact that they could have handled this situation in a more polite or a more professional way, I was just shocked when this happened. And I would never in a million years go back and watch this circus again. They were nowhere near as good as the Moscow Circus. They messed up the magic illusion trick. You know the magician's trick where the guy climbs into the box and then the assistant stands on top of the box, pulls up the cape, shakes it around a little bit, and then the person that was in the box is now on top and the person that was on top of the box is now inside the box. They messed that up big time, and I was really bummed that I didn't get this on camera, because out of all of it, there was maybe 2 performances that I actually liked. Please let me know in the comments if anything like this has ever happened to you before. I would be really interested to know if it's not just me. And I know they weren't targeting me because I'm in a wheelchair. They were targeting me because I filmed. Yes, I know I'm not allowed to. But thinking about it now, I'm pretty sure I know why they don't want people to film. They have a lot of animals. They were whipping the animals most of the time. I don't even know if that's still legal now to whip animals in a circus. I think I'm gonna leave it there, and thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.